El Filibusterismo opens on a steamboat traveling along the Pasig River, showcasing a clear divide among the passengers. On the upper deck, the wealthiest passengers, including Spanish officials, relax in comfort, enjoying the luxuries of their high social standing. Meanwhile, below deck, ordinary Filipinos endure the heat and discomfort of cramped quarters. This stark contrast represents the deep societal divisions present in colonial Philippines. Simoun, a mysterious and wealthy jeweler, stands apart from the crowd, concealed behind dark glasses and a beard. Beneath this disguise, he is Crisostomo Ibarra, who has returned with a hardened heart and a new mission: to challenge the oppressive system he once sought to reform peacefully. Upon arriving in Manila, the city bustles with activity, filled with vibrant markets and grand homes. Spanish officials and the elite live in luxury, while the local population struggles to survive amidst economic challenges. Simoun moves confidently through these high circles, using his wealth to influence the corrupt officials. His plan is subtle and strategic. By encouraging the greed of those in power, he hopes to bring about a system that will eventually collapse under its own weight. The contrast between Manila's wealth and poverty reflects the growing tension that Simoun aims to exploit. In the rural countryside, the beauty of the landscape masks the harsh realities faced by people like Cabasang Tales, a farmer who has worked tirelessly to cultivate his land, but has been unjustly dispossessed by a friar. Tales' story exemplifies the abuse of power and corruption that permeates the colonial system. He symbolizes the resilience and resistance of the Filipino people against oppression. However, the land is taken from him by powerful friars, despite his efforts to meet their ever-increasing demands. Tales' story is one of quiet desperation, as his dreams of prosperity are crushed under the weight of colonial rule. His transformation into a bandit is not one of choice, but of necessity, as the system leaves him with no other option. His daughter Julie is forced to work as a servant to pay off the family's debts, further highlighting the cycle of oppression faced by the rural poor. Back in Manila, we follow Basilio, who was once a hopeful young boy and is now a medical student at the University of Santo Tomas. The university, which should be a place of intellectual growth, feels more like a prison for Basilio and his fellow students. They are treated with disdain by their Spanish professors, who show little interest in their education. The students, frustrated and disillusioned, attempt to form a union to push for reforms, such as the establishment of a Spanish language academy, but their efforts are blocked by the authorities. The classroom becomes a symbol of colonial control, stifling the potential of the Filipino youth. Simoun's revolutionary plans begin to take shape when he arranges for a bomb to be planted at a grand wedding banquet, where many high-ranking officials will be present. The wedding is an opulent affair, held in a luxurious mansion filled with music, decorations, and laughter. But beneath the surface of this celebration, there is a sense of unease and foreboding. Celebration lies danger. Simoun has hidden a bomb inside a lamp, which he plans to detonate during the banquet, killing everyone inside. The tension in the room builds as the festivities continue, the guests unaware of the impending disaster that threatens to disrupt the entire social order. However, Isagani, a young poet who still loves the bride, discovers Simoun's plot. He stands outside the grand wedding venue, torn between his feelings for Paulita and the consequences of Simoun's plan. In a moment of personal sacrifice, Isagani rushes into the banquet hall, grabs the explosive lamp, and throws it into the river. The calm flow of the water contrasts with the chaos that would have ensued, symbolizing the fragile balance between personal desires and the broader political struggles at play. With his plan foiled, Simoun's carefully laid schemes begin to unravel. He becomes a fugitive, hunted by the authorities as his health deteriorates. The setting shifts to the countryside, where Simoun, now sick and weakened, seeks refuge in the quiet, peaceful home of Father Florentino, a kind and compassionate priest. The serene surroundings of the priest's house, with the sea stretching out before them, offer a stark contrast to the turmoil within Simoun. As he reflects on his failures and the consequences of his actions, the calmness of the sea becomes a symbol of the peace that has eluded him. In his final moments, Simoun confesses his true identity as Crisostomo Ibarra, the fiancé of Maria Clara who was executed for a crime he did not commit. Simoun, disillusioned by his choice of revenge, confides in Father Florentino. Father Florentino counsels him, emphasizing that true freedom is not achieved through violence. The vast sea symbolizes the arduous journey toward genuine reform. Simoun's death and Father Florentino's disposal of his treasure symbolize the rejection of corrupt power. Throughout El Filibusterismo, the various settings depict the emotional and moral struggles of the characters. José Rizal uses these scenes to explore themes of justice, power, and the complexities of social change. The novel conveys the idea that while reform is necessary, it must be pursued through ethical means.